Alright guys, what's up? It's Jack and welcome back to another video, and I wanted to discuss something in this one that I think is not only fascinating and that can go in a multitude of directions, but I also think that it is coming. And originally I was going to do some research on the subject of Call of Duty being free, right? And exactly, are we better off with the game being free or are we not better off? Now, the simple answer is that yes, we are better off overall for the game being free for the most part. And that's where the conversation really starts to get interesting. So I thought I'd make a video on it, and there's a lot to talk about in these 10 or so minutes. So let's get right into it. Now, the thing is that when I was going to do research on this and give you guys like some numbers in terms of how much money Warzone, or the amount of players that Warzone has accumulated, as well as Call of Duty Mobile and all that kind of stuff, the more I thought about it, the more sense it did not make for me to do research. You know why? Because the research has been there for years, which is why Call of Duty has put their hands in the battle royale scene in the first place, and that's Fortnite. But like basically absolutely beat the living fuck out of Call of Duty in terms of how much money that game would make, and it was a free-to-play game, and it is a free-to-play game. And I guess Call of Duty saw the opportunity, so they played around with Blackout. Blackout became a success. Right now they've got Warzone. Warzone is a success so far, and of course Call of Duty Mobile. So you put all these things together, it's like, yeah, there's a success. But what if you went beyond that? What if every single year, what if you split up the development teams, right? And every single year you had a free-to-play version of COD that would include multiplayer, and then you'd have a free-to-play version of COD that released separately that was just the campaign. And what if you had a free-to-play COD every year that was just the zombies? Because all three parts of the community are absolutely huge, right? And they can literally do this every year if they wanted to. And imagine at the same time, imagine during the development of those three different portions of the game, what if the campaign community finally got the kind of big campaign that they've always been wanting? Like a campaign that would be more than 3 to 5 hours long to complete, a campaign that had maybe multiple different endings, maybe it had side quests, maybe it's an open world campaign. Now granted, I know Call of Duty isn't really open world, but I have a question to the campaign people that might be watching this video. Would you guys mind if Call of Duty turned itself into a little bit more of an open world thing as opposed to being linear? Or would you not mind a kind of a hybrid game? You know, like, for instance, Batman Arkham Knight, even though it's a completely different game, you guys will see where I'm coming from. Or not Arkham Knight, excuse me, or even Arkham Knight. The Batman Arkham series, right? They're pretty much kind of open world, but at the same time, there's a linear story you have to follow. You can't, you know, you could play the story whenever you want, you can do the side quests whenever you want, and do all that kind of stuff, sure. But there's still a story that has to go from point A to point B simultaneously. So if you think about it, it's kind of like an open world hybrid game, right? So I guess you can say kind of like GTA, but I didn't want to talk about GTA because I personally don't have that much experience with GTA, so therefore I don't have a say in it. So anyway, so the question is, do you guys believe that Call of Duty is actually going to go free to play? I personally think it is, and I see it coming. I think after 2020, or maybe, who knows, maybe even starting in 2020, this year, with the new game coming out that's supposed to be the Treyarch and Sledgehammer Games hybrid or whatnot. There is a possibility, but 2021 makes more sense. But let's not rule out 2020 just yet. I know 2020 has been pretty much sucking ass ever since the very beginning. We've had so many fucking troubles and tragedies this year. It's absolutely ridiculous. It seems like in some way, shape, or form, the entire world seems to be having a hard time this year. That's for damn fucking sure. But I don't really want to get too much into that in this video, other than to tell you guys that I really, really hope that everybody is safe, and hopefully sooner rather than later we can all get through this, and then it could just be like one bad fucking dream, man. I really hope everybody stays safe, and I hope all this shit ends really soon, because this is a very, very tough time for everybody. So anyway, back on subject here. The thing is that it really doesn't take a genius to figure out that in due time, in terms of if you look at what Call of Duty Mobile was able to do, as well as right now with Warzone peaking in at 15 million players, which is just a few days after its release or whatnot, It's insane. So numbers talk more than anything. Money talks, numbers talk. Again, that's what caused Call of Duty to go Battle Royale in the first place. So why can't they take this and basically put it into campaign, put it into Spec Ops or whatever, or multiplayer and all that kind of stuff? Now, there is a bad side to this. There is a bad side because the game itself is free. Grinding for weapons beyond the base game of what they're going to offer may not be grindable. You may have to pay for weapons, or let's say in campaign for an expansion or for extra levels or bonus levels or side quests or stuff like that. Zombies, extra maps, or you know what I mean? So, and the list goes on, right? So the thing is, to get more or less the same experience, we actually may end up paying more as players than just $60 in order to get the full experience, because if the game is going to go free, and in every version of it, if it is going to go free, it is definitely possible that it's going to be loaded up the motherfucking wazoo with microtransactions. And I don't think that weapons and things like that, camos, you name it, because the game is free to play, I don't think all the good ones necessarily, the ones that are actually more worth it, you know, I don't think that they are going to be grindable. If they are, then that's good. Then that's fine. But the thing is, are they going to make it absolutely ridiculous to where it seems like it's damn near impossible? I mean, we've had... I mean, let's not forget about Black Ops 3's microtransactions. I mean, remember, they can consider that grindable, but at the same time, we really don't. I mean, if you have a less than 1% chance of getting the weapon you want, no matter how many games you've played to grind for crypto keys, I mean, need I say more? I think that, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if they're going to make the effort to do this, because it's obviously going to be loaded with microtransactions if this shit happens. I don't think you have to be a genius to figure that out either. But the thing is that if they're going to make their money regardless, then why make something that's better than what Fortnite is doing? Like, in my mind and in my perfect world, I'm thinking, well, if they truly want to succeed in every shape, shape, and form, as well as the community themselves being happy with their game, and them making even more money, they would have to make a microtransaction system that's even better than Fortnite's or whatever else games there are out there. Better than Apex, better than Fortnite's, and all that kind of stuff. They have to make their own thing that basically trumps that. So if the Battle Royale, like for instance, I don't know what you guys think of Warzone when it comes to Fortnite or Apex Legends and all that kind of stuff. I have heard a lot of whispers and a lot of word out there that there's a lot of people are saying that it could end up being better, or that it actually is better right now. So the thing is, they also need to make their microtransaction system better in terms of that. So, because if you think about it, over the years, if you're like, let's say a player spends like $10 a month on, let's say, things like weapons or the opportunity to get weapons or whatnot, or to make things grindable or whatnot, you multiply that by 12, you're spending twice as much per year than you were when the game was $60. Granted, you're only spending it on one portion of the game if they release the game separately in terms of its aspects. Like, you know, every year you'd have a multiplayer version, every year you'd have the Spec Ops or the zombies, and then every year you'd have a campaign. So it doesn't take the biggest genius to figure out ways how to nickel and dime people. So there's a lot with this such and such subject. There is a lot to look forward to in terms of the free aspect, but at the same time, Call of Duty is known to nickel and dime. So, and remember, what they consider free and what we consider free, or what they consider content, or what we consider content, true content, may be a little bit different. You know what I mean? They could easily give people that are not paying money, like the content that's like really not worth anything, like cat stickers and shit like that, in my opinion. And all due respect to the people that love cat stickers, of course. And at the same time, if you want a chance to get the good stuff, or if you want the good stuff, let's say you have to cough up $10 a month. I mean, you're still paying twice as much for the game on a yearly basis than you would a normal release. But at the same time, if it was worth it, I do think that if they did it right, and if it was worth it, I think there'd be a really good amount of the community that would actually dish out that money in order to get the full experience. And at the same time, the company would be making more money than ever in terms of, and more success than ever in terms of how many people play overall and how many people spend money here and there on the game, and all those little dollars add up, man. And for those of you guys that struggle financially like myself, you understand that every dollar counts. So, and this is how they think as well when it comes to trying to suck more money out of us. So let me know down in the comment section, what are your opinions about all this shit? Do you guys think that this is coming? Do you guys think this is not coming? I eventually think it's coming, even if it ends up taking longer than what I think, which I don't think, because when they see that money, man, they'll go for that shit. I'm telling you, all this stuff that I talked about could happen, and it could even be better than what I'm saying, or it could be worse. So let me know down in the comment section what you think and how do you foresee this happening. And for those of you guys that are content creators, I got a friendly message for you guys. If you guys want to make a video talking about this, I will more than happy be watching and seeing your thoughts on this as well. And some of you guys that watch my stuff are bigger than me, so I would really like to be curious in terms of what your fan base and what your community thinks. Anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.